So in these notes, we're going to go through a few examples of single-step conversions. The steps in doing this are sixfold. The first step is to write the given number and whatever units it is in over 1 to make it a fraction. That's going to be helpful because our conversions are also going to be fractions, and multiplying fractions by other fractions is more predictable than not. The second step is to find the correct conversion factor from our notes packet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up the conversion factor so that the given units are on the bottom of the conversion factor. So on the left, we've got our original units here and over 1, just like we did in step 1. And so then in our conversion factor, we're going to take the same units as we're given and put that on the bottom. And then whatever the new units that the conversion factor can help us convert to, those will be on top. After that, we'll be able to cancel the units, and that's because we've got some of the same units in the numerator and the denominator before we can multiply across the top and across the bottom and then divide. After we divide, we can then write our answer with the new units. So for this first example, we've got 21 grams, and we're trying to find out how many milligrams that is equal to. So our first step is to write the given number with the units over 1 to make it into a fraction. The second step is to choose which conversion factor is appropriate for this example. And so we are looking for a conversion factor that has the prefix m in it for milligrams, and that's the top one, which says 1 unit is equal to 1,000 milliunits. And so in this case, it says 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. And so that's our conversion factor, which will be useful to write down. Our third step is then writing the conversion factor with the same units we have on top on the bottom. So we're putting grams on the bottom, and then we're putting the other unit from our conversion factor on the top, which are milligrams. And then once we have the units positioned, then we can put the numbers that go with those units next to them. So the order of these two numbers is determined by the units to make sure that the given units that we start with are on the bottom of the conversion factor. Once the units are positioned, then we can put the 1 with grams and the 1,000 with milligrams. Our fourth step is to cancel the units. Our fifth step is to multiply across the top, which gives us 2,100, and to multiply across the bottom, which gives us 1. Then we can divide, and 2,100 divided by 1 is just 2,100, which is our answer. And the sixth step is writing our answer on the line or with units as shown. In our second example, we'll be trying to convert 34 minutes to hours. And so first we're going to write our given number in units over 1. Then we're going to find the conversion factor that's appropriate for this problem. We'll then write down the conversion factor with the same given units here on the bottom and the other units from the conversion factor on the top. So notice that we're not just putting 1 over 60 or 60 over 1 because the orientation of these two numbers in our conversion factor is determined by which units are on the bottom and which units are on the top. And so we have to match whatever our given units are to the denominator of our conversion factor. Then once it's positioned, we can put the number values that go from the conversion factor next to each unit. So 1 goes with hours and 60 goes with minutes. We can then cancel our units, multiply across the top, which gives us 34, and multiply across the bottom, which gives us 60. And then when we divide 34 by 60, our answer is 0.57 hours. And in our third example, we're trying to turn 1,740 centimeters into meters. We're going to start by writing the original value with units over 1. We're then going to try to select our conversion factor. Here, we're looking for a conversion factor that has the prefix centi in it. And so that would be this second one right here. The squares then can be replaced by our base unit, which in this case is meters. So we'll replace the squares with m's to say that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. I apologize for this comma. Then what we'll do is we'll put the same given units on the bottom of this fraction. We'll put the new units that we want to convert to on the top. Then we'll put the numbers that correspond to each of these units into the fraction. We'll cancel units. We'll multiply across the top, which gives us 1,740, and multiply 1 times 100 on the bottom to get 100. And then we'll divide this fraction to get 17.4 meters, which is our answer. Thank you for watching.